When General Bickford and I made that handshake deal in Louisville that he referred to, we weren't sure how this would all turn out. There were two different paths that could have been taken. One, to keep talking and actually doing nothing, or absolutely just a plain old try with a great risk of failing. With what we've seen today, it's obvious we chose the right course. I've been a part of many volunteer efforts in my lifetime, just as you, but none have awakened the spirit of a region like Pride has. It's essential that we clean up before we can attract tourism, and before we can attract industry, before we can attract retirees. The first component of the program is the solid waste removal and the illegal dump cleanups. When Pride began, there were 1,996 illegal dumps identified. Now more than 600 of those have already been cleaned up. That's 30% of the total in these 40 counties, roughly a third of the state. Just last week, we announced another $1.25 million that will be used to clean up 7 of the largest of these dumps, including Atkinson Town dump in Jackson County, the largest in the state of Kentucky. We've seen a tremendous effort by you volunteers, such as those we saw yesterday in the Perry County community of Saul. Over 250 residents joined together to clean up their entire community. They had a mountain of garbage there that they'd collected at their community center. Metal, 300 cars, old heaps of refrigerators and the like. Just one example of what's happening across this entire region. And that's progress that you can be proud of. The second component of Pride consists of cleaning up our streams and our rivers. This is a more difficult and more expensive and a longer task. When Pride began, we had identified by satellite some 36,000 homes illegally discharging raw sewage into the nearby streams. With the help of the Corps of Engineers, especially the 531 program, and grant funds of more than $31 million from the EPA, and a lot of other programs, we will have eliminated about 14,000 of these straight pipes when these current projects underway are completed. And we've made progress. That is real progress. But we're still going to need a lot of help from you and from everyone else. Perhaps the most important component of Pride is the environmental education program. Since 1997, 200,000 students have been involved in so many different ways with the Pride program, as we all witnessed earlier. These children have learned valuable lessons about taking care of their environment. Kids are participating in projects like clean streams, water testing, building outdoor classrooms, volunteering to pick up trash. They're also taking that message home, of course, to parents and uncles and aunts and neighbors and educating them so that hopefully in the next generation we will not see the retrashing of what we've all cleaned up. Since 1997, over 31,000 of people just like you, including you, have worked more than 123,000 hours. You've adopted 77 streams. You've collected more than 41,000 white appliances, refrigerators, stoves, and the like out of creeks. You've cleaned more than 1,200 roadways. You've collected more than 300 tons of scrap metal. And you've collected about 255,000 tires. One way to gauge the success of Pride is the interest it has created in other parts of the country. It's almost an everyday occurrence with me that colleagues in Congress ask me about how to start a Pride program in their area. And I've got to tell you, it's difficult to compare eastern Kentucky with San Diego or Miami, but we're finding ways. Pride has also attracted national media attention with stories in the New York Times, Chicago Times Tribune, and other publications. And the Pride office has received calls from California to Michigan asking for information about how they can start a Pride program. We, of course, recognize we have a trash problem. That's the first step. The second step is we decided to do something about it. Other areas of the country have the same problem. The Pride formula for success will be carried now around the country by Secretary Whitman, Governor Whitman. She saw the evidence these last couple of days of what Pride is accomplishing, and boy, did she get an eyeful. As we clean up these rivers, clean up the roadways, eliminate the straight pipes, and establish proper waste disposal systems. As General Bickford said, Pride is working because of innovation, volunteerism, and enforcement. His cabinet, the Corps of Engineers, the Environmental Protection Agency, and the other federal and state agencies are seeking to enforce Kentucky's laws. We, you and me, provide the volunteerism. Together, we can continue to achieve success. We've come a long way, no doubt, but we have a long way to go in these 40 counties. Pride is about our past, a rich heritage, and a proud people. Pride is about our present, you, the men and women, boys and girls who call this region home. Pride is about our future, these children whose very livelihoods depend upon a great deal what we do today. We're all working with a specific goal in mind. No young person should ever be forced to leave this region to find their life. When we clean up, as we clean up, we see evidence of new growth, new industry, tourism opportunities, and a thriving economy. That's also a part of our future.